Hello, dear students. This is Mr. Chung, and here I am going to show you how to do the Chapter 5 study guide. Let's start with number 1. The sequence is -12, -5, and 2. They ask, is it arithmetic or geometric? Arithmetic means adding or subtracting. Geometric means multiplying or dividing, but we generally want to just add or multiply. So here, you'll see -12, you are adding 7 to get -5, and adding 7 to get 2. So this is arithmetic because you add 7 each time. Part B. Write an explicit equation for the nth term. So explicit is the same as our linear equation, y equals mx plus b. So for the m, the slope is adding 7 each time, and the starting value is going to be, well, our first term was -12. So if we want to go backwards, instead of adding 7, we need to subtract 7, and that gives us -19. 7x minus 19, and then just replace it with a sub n equals 7 times n minus 19. That's your explicit equation. Next, the recursive equation starts with the rule a sub n plus 1 equals a sub n, and then you want to add the common difference. The rule is just telling you what you're adding or subtracting each time. So a sub n plus 1. Actually, let me just erase this because we already established that our common difference was adding 7 each time. So you always want to give them a term, and our first term is -12. So we just write that the first term is -12, and that way we have a starting point. We know the -12 is where we start, and each time we are adding 7. That's all the recursive equation is talking about. Part D. Is 270 a term? What you have to do is take your explicit equation that we found in part B, and you substitute 270 for the a sub n, and you see if it works out. So you add 19 to both sides. 289 equals 7n. Divide by 7, and n is going to equal to 41.2. This is not a sequence because n must be an integer, not a decimal. So because there's no such thing, so n stands for which term it is, the term number, first term, second term, third term. There's no such thing as a 41-point second term. Okay, part 2, recursive equation. They give us the recursive equation. Remember that this is the rule right here, is that they're adding 10 each time, and then you start at a sub 1 is -3. So they already give us the first term. And to find the second term, you take the first term, and then you add the 10. You just follow the rule. Add 10 and you're going to get 7. And for your third term, you take the 7, add 10, and you get 17. The explicit equation, again, you're doing y equals mx plus b. And the rule was that you add 10 each time. And then your starting value is going to be a sub 0. So b is the same as a sub 0. So you have to take your -3 from here. And then instead of adding 10, you subtract 10. And you're going to get -13. So -13. And you can just go a sub n equals 10 n minus 13. Number 3, explicit equation. They give it to us. First 3 terms, a sub 1. So you see how the sub 1 replaces the n there? It should also replace the n there. You just plug it in. -9 plus 2, -7. A sub 2, -9 times 2 plus 2 equals -18 plus 2 equals -16. A sub 3, do the same thing. -27 plus 2 is -25. Okay, write the recursive equation. You go a sub n plus 1 equals a sub n, and then you add the common difference, which is, we said it's -9. So actually, we can just subtract 9. And we need the first term to know where to start off. And we already found out from here that it's -7. Okay. Last part. For all these, you first decide, is it arithmetic, which is adding, or geometric, which is multiplying? ID the sequence generator, state the next 3 terms. So part 1, this one, each time you're multiplying by 6, so this is geometric. Part 2, the sequence generator is multiply by 6. And the last part, next 3 terms, 36 times 6 is 216, times 6, 1296, and that times 6 again is 7776. On this one, part B, it's a graph, right? So this first point is 1, 2, second point 2, 5, and third point 3, 8. So you'll see that each term, so from 2 to 5 to 8, you're adding 3 each time. So part 1, it's going to be arithmetic. Part 2, you add 3, sequence generator. And part 3, 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 3 is 14, plus 3 is 17. Part C. If you'll see, each time here, you're multiplying by 1/9. So this is going to be geometric. Part 2, it's multiply by 1/9. And When you multiply 1/9 times 1/9, you're going to get 1 over 81, 1 over 729, and 1 over 6561. D, last part. This is going up by 2.5 each time, and you're adding. Part 1, adding, so you know it's arithmetic. Part 2, you are adding 2.5. Part 3, you are, oh yeah, you have to just add 17 plus 2.5, 19.5, 22, and 24.5. All right, you guys, I hope this helped. Study hard and good luck on your tests.